I want you to pay attention to your feet for a moment. When you stand up from your chair, what do you feel? A solid, stable connection to the floor? Or something else? Numbness, tingling, a buzzing sensation. Maybe it feels like you are walking on bubble wrap, completely uncertain of where your feet actually are in space. If that sounds familiar, here is what most doctors will tell you. It is neuropathy. The nerves are damaged. Take the medication and learn to live with it. I am here to tell you that is not the complete picture. The nervous system is far more adaptable than most patients are led to believe. Research consistently shows that specific targeted movements can improve nerve function, restore the brain-to-foot connection, and meaningfully reduce neuropathy symptoms. This is not wishful thinking. It is neuroplasticity, and it is one of the most well-documented phenomena in neuroscience. I have seen patients who could barely feel the floor underneath them regain genuine stability through these exact movements. Today, I am walking you through the 4 exercises I prescribe most often for neuropathy, with both seated and standing options, so you can start exactly where you are right now. Drop a comment below. Type tingling if your feet burn and hurt, or numbness if you struggle to feel the floor. I read every one personally. Let us get into it. What is actually happening and why exercise helps? Before the exercises, you need to understand the mechanism, because once you understand it, everything that follows makes complete sense. Your nerves are essentially electrical wires running from your brain down your spinal cord, all the way to the tips of your toes. They carry information in both directions, telling your brain where your foot is, how hard the ground is, whether the surface is flat or angled. This is called proprioception, and it is the foundation of balance. Neuropathy damages the insulation around those wires. Elevated blood sugar from diabetes, chemotherapy, poor circulation from aging. All of these degrade the protective myelin sheath and shrink the blood vessels supplying the nerves with oxygen. When a nerve is starved of oxygen, the signal starts to short circuit. That short circuit is the burning and tingling you feel. When the signal drops out entirely, that is the numbness, your brain sending messages to your foot and getting no reply. Here is why exercise matters. When you perform the specific movements I am about to show you, 3 things happen simultaneously. Blood flow increases, delivering fresh oxygen to those starved nerves. The brain is forced to actively pay attention to the lower limbs, which stimulates the central nervous system. And the body begins recruiting new, healthy neural pathways around the damaged ones. You are not fixing the damaged wires. You are building new roads around them. One important safety note before we begin. If you are doing the standing variations, position yourself in the corner of a room facing outward with a sturdy chair in front of you. Walls behind and beside you, chair within reach. Safety is not optional here. It is the foundation everything else is built on. Exercise number 1, the alternating march. We start here because nerves need oxygen to recover, and oxygen is delivered through blood flow. This movement is your delivery system. You can do this seated in a sturdy chair or standing if you feel stable. Sit tall if seated. Do not lean back. Now simply march in place. Lift your right knee up toward the ceiling, lower it, then lift your left. As you march, pump your arms naturally. Right knee up, left arm forward, left knee up, right arm forward. Exactly as you would walking briskly down the street. The alternating motion is deliberate. It forces the left and right hemispheres of your brain to coordinate simultaneously, which stimulates the central nervous system in ways that isolated movements do not. Even this light aerobic activity immediately dilates blood vessels in your legs, flushes metabolic waste away from damaged nerves, and delivers the nutrients they need to begin healing. How long? Start with 30 to 60 seconds of controlled, deliberate marches. Build toward 1 to 2 solid minutes as your stamina improves over the coming weeks. Do this during commercial breaks, while waiting for the kettle to boil, any quiet moment in your day. Small, consistent doses compound into real neurological change. Exercise number 2, heel-toe raises. This exercise targets the two muscle groups most directly responsible for the shuffling gait that neuropathy causes, and for the falls that follow from it. Both feet flat on the floor. First, raise both heels up toward the ceiling, keeping the balls of your feet and toes pressed down. Feel the calf muscles contract. Lower your heels back to the floor. Then immediately rock the opposite direction. Lift your toes and the front of your feet off the floor, keeping your heels planted. Rock smoothly back and forth. Heels up, flat. Toes up, flat. When you raise your heels, you are working the gastrocnemius and soleus, your calf muscles. When you raise your toes, you are working the anterior tibialis, the muscle on the front of your shin. Most people with neuropathy have a profoundly weak anterior tibialis because they have stopped picking their toes up properly when they walk, which is exactly why they trip. That burn you feel in your shins when you lift your toes, that is the muscle waking up after years of underuse. How many? 10 to 20 repetitions, slow and deliberate. Feel the muscles contract with every single lift. Do not rush this. The neurological signal is built through quality of movement, not speed. Exercise number 3. Seated diagonal chop. This one surprises people because it looks like an upper body exercise. It is not, or rather, it is not only that. Sit at the edge of your chair, both feet planted firmly flat on the floor. Before you move your arms, press your feet actively into the ground. Create a deliberate, conscious connection between your feet and the floor. That simple act alone sends a proprioceptive signal from your feet to your brain. Now clasp your hands together. Bring them down toward your left hip. Then sweep your arms upward diagonally across your body until your hands are raised on your right side. Bring them back down to the left hip. That is 1 repetition. 10 to 20 on this diagonal, then switch, low right to high left for another set. Here is why this matters for neuropathy. Balance is not a foot problem. Balance requires your core to stabilize your center of gravity while your feet anchor you to the ground. This movement does both simultaneously. As your arms sweep across your body, your core has to manage the shifting weight while your feet maintain pressure into the floor. You are forcing the nervous system to communicate across multiple pathways at once, which is precisely the kind of cross-body coordination that rebuilds neurological connection. Form note. If clasping your hands is uncomfortable due to shoulder mobility, simply move your arms in parallel. The diagonal path is what matters. Exercise number 4. Modified single leg stance. This is the most challenging exercise on the list, and the one that produces the most direct balance adaptation. Do not skip it, but do respect your current ability level. Stand facing outward from the corner of a room, chair in front of you. Shift your weight onto your right leg. Step your left foot slightly behind you, and allow just your left toes to rest lightly on the floor. A kickstand, not a full weight-bearing step. Your right leg is doing the work. The single most important cue. Keep a soft bend in the standing knee. Do not lock it straight. When the knee locks, you are resting on the joint and the bones. When you keep it slightly bent, the quadriceps, calf, and ankle muscles all activate to maintain your upright position. Your ankle will make dozens of tiny micro-adjustments to keep you stable. That wobble is not failure. That wobble is your nervous system firing, learning, adapting, rebuilding the communication your neuropathy has disrupted. Hold for 30 to 60 seconds. Switch sides. If you can, reduce your grip on the chair to just 1 or 2 fingertips. The less you rely on the chair, the harder your nervous system works. Easier version. Place the back foot flat on the floor just slightly behind the front foot. This splits your weight between both feet and widens your base of support. Harder version. Lift the back toes completely off the ground for true single-leg balance. How often and what to expect? Start with 2 to 3 sessions per week. Your nerves need recovery time between sessions. This is not a situation where more is automatically better. The 2 mistakes I see most often: patients who try to do everything at maximum intensity on day 1 and patients who never progressed beyond what felt challenging the first week. Both stall recovery. Start where you are, use support, be consistent, and every 2 weeks, challenge yourself slightly more. Hold the balance a few seconds longer, reduce your grip on the chair, add a few more repetitions. Neurological recovery is not linear and it is not fast, but it is real, and it is happening every time you perform these movements with attention and consistency. Begin with the seated march today. Get the blood moving. And let me know in the comments which of these 4 exercises you felt working the most. I read every comment personally and respond to as many as I can. Type tingling or numbness in the comments to let me know what you are dealing with. And tell me which exercise you are starting with today.